Continuing here to finish that thought, that figuratively speaking, Satan is running the show by proxy, by evil men that create the policies that we're all forced to live under. You understand? That is the name of the game, is keeping people stupid from that fact. And what we have to understand is that Democrats and Republicans are involved in this conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's conspiracy fact. That Republicans and Democrats can both be evil. People that proclaim to be liberal and that proclaim to be conservative can be evil. Do you understand? And they collude. It's an unspoken collusion. You understand? That's how this works. People that claim to be socialists and people that claim to be capitalists, they're all just words. They're colluding. At the end of the day, the people at the very top rung of the ladder, this perverted pyramid of power that we're all forced to live under, okay, with the rules that are slanted in the favor of these elitists and this ever-growing wealth imbalance. Do you understand? This is neo-feudalism. How else do you explain it? You think it's something that's out of control. It's just an effect of capitalism. That's what some people, without explaining the difference between true capitalism and pseudo-capitalism, would tell you or imply just by not defining these terms. That's what I find so disingenuous about all these people that claim to be these great intellectuals, these social intellectuals, Democrats, and all this. It's like, God, why don't you just empower your audience, man? Because they're colluding. They don't want you. They like to believe they're delusional, so they rationalize that it's okay. They think they're smarter than you. That's how an elitist brain works. Mine, that's they're deserving to be above you and have the game rigged in their favor and have ever-growing wealth disparity because it's, that wealth is ending up on their side of the ledger, and they'll justify it in their own sick, twisted minds. That's what an evil man is. That's what an elitist is. They don't believe in equality. They don't want you to believe in God. They don't want you to believe that God loves you, that God is like your parents. And it's only logical to assume that God wants the very best for you, doesn't want you to experience any pain, suffering, unnecessary especially, okay? The invented crap like the financial stuff. The money, it's the root, it's Satan's ambrosia. And all those that embrace it without really contemplating the consequences in terms of your relationship with God, they're destined to hell, whether it's on purpose or not. I didn't mean to go to hell. I mean, it's just like these people that get in these horrible cars. Well, it was an accident. Well, yeah, that's right. That's what's going to happen. A lot of people are accidentally going to end up in hell. And I'm compelled to say, hey, you have a chance to jump ship, man. Jump off that ship of fools careening to destruction while you have a little window of opportunity. While you're alive, while there's daylight. Okay, I mean, you might be dead today. Then you don't get a second chance to be who you really wanted to be. Deep down in the marrow of your heart, your soul, your spirit, your mind. Don't be that superficial person you've been coaxed into believing that, oh, it's okay, I just be an automaton for the elitists and I get to be one too, and everything's peachy for me and I can't worry, your problems are your problems. Yes, it's cutthroat social Darwinism, but hey, if you can't beat them, join them, right? And I'm taking the path of least resistance. Hey, ignorance is bliss, right? That's about how these people are. It's your problem, not mine. So they divorce themselves from their fellow human being. They don't see us as one big family, okay, that needs to live together in peace and harmony and safety and security and freedom and prosperity. Not for some, but for everybody in that neighborhood. And earth is our neighborhood, okay? And God has given us the wherewithal to embrace that idea, that belief, and to achieve it. That's his will being established upon the earth, and that's coming, and we need to prepare ourselves for the world of tomorrow that's going to be ushered in. So, I mean, as much as I love money too, like everybody else, I need to use it too. I need to feed the beast, right? I don't get to skate. I've got no exemption. I don't get a pass. I don't get a waiver. But God understands. Invite God into your finances, right? And say, hey, let me run these the way you would have me run these and see things the way you want me to see things. I mean, we could see big changes in a very short period of time. Just remember, universal prosperity is an anathema. It is the worst possible case scenario for the elitists to have a level playing field where they don't have a privilege. They don't have an advantage over others. They can no longer willfully be hypocrites living by a double standard, okay, on the highway to hell. We can't let them skate. You understand? It's doing them a favor, but they don't know it. They see it as pouring holy water on them. You say, well, that's a good thing, right? You want to be holy, don't you? But they see it as, no, you know, it's like the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz, right? No, it's water, right? You're melting me. So that's what they don't want. You see, it's not that you have to be a socialist and redistribute wealth and take from the haves to give to the have-nots, prescribe to the Robin Hood thing. You don't need to do that. What I'm saying is sound economic policies will result in universal prosperity. Automatically, that's what happens with true capitalism. It's all supply and demand. Why? Give me the nuts and bolts. Well, I'll give you the nuts and bolts. It's because we, as a, well, right, we are a civilized society, right, the 21st century, okay, we are supposed to live together. We're supposed to care about social matters, political matters, economic matters. We're not supposed to just allow ourselves to descend into what we have through thousands of years to feudalism, okay? But we have. What we're supposed to see is progress that benefits everybody. We're supposed to see fair rules. Fair rules that apply to everybody would create this rising tide of prosperity that lifted all boats. It didn't lift some boats to the highest heaven while swamping other boats. No. Okay, supply and demand. What happens is we, as a civilized society, find easier and easier methods to produce all the things we want and need. So these people want us to think it's all about the capital. We had the capital first. You know, they don't want you to think, well, whose planet is it to begin with? Whose capital? I mean, you're measuring it in gold, silver. I mean, what money, you know, what fungible asset are we measuring this with? Because we all know that printed paper money, fiat currency, has no intrinsic value, right? It's just what it is. It's just supposed to be backed by the silver and the gold, which of course it is. You could buy it. If you have enough fiat currency, you could buy all the silver and gold and all the services and everything you want, right? We all get that. I mean, we're not stupid. We're humans. So we understand that. But no, it's the worker. You understand? If you read Adam Smith's book, The Wealth of Nations, and if you do read the book, this is the edition to read right here, because I haven't found any of the other editions readable. Pick up this bad boy right here. And it's tedious to read it, monotonous, boring at times, but you know what? You'll hit some nuggets and tidbits that just explain it all. That you say, I get it. And one of the things, the tidbits, is nuggets, is that he explains very clearly when he talks about every nation's single greatest asset. You see, most people will think, well, it's the oil, or it's the gold, or it's the silver, or it's the gemstones, or it's agriculture, or fishing, or, you know, something in that order. But what they forget is that, no, indeed it is the people, the workers, a willing workforce, labor. Okay, that's what's done this. And labor has, through the ages, this is accumulated knowledge, all the technology of today, all the heavy equipment, the state-of-the-art tools they're building the houses with now. Okay, is an accumulation of the ages that the labor class, the working class, is paid with their blood, sweat, and tears. All right, do you understand? And it belongs to them as much as it belongs to anybody, those that hold the capital, that hold it illegitimately, okay, hold the capital and withhold it from you and I. You understand? Because it's God's planet, they're God's resources, and we all have an inherent right to share in them. That's looking at it strictly from a biblical, spiritual, godly point of view, a logical, intellectual point of view. It's not communist, socialist, capitalist, or anything else. That's just prima facie on its face. Yes, that makes sense. So do you think they want you to understand that and be empowered accordingly and spread the word that, hey, yeah, that makes sense. That's right. That's ethical. That's logical. That's godly. That's the way, that's the paradigm should be. That should be our reality. Born, rich, wealthy, prosperous, having nothing to do with money of any type, but just an understanding that the planet belongs to you as much as it does to him, her, and everybody else. It's a thus saith the Lord kind of thing. You understand that a Muslim can understand, a Jew can understand, a Christian can understand, a Buddhist can understand, because God gave us the wherewithal, the brain, the imagination to understand it. And it makes sense. It's logical. Okay, think about what I'm saying to you. So why is it so far-fetched to say, I'm just saying we should have fair rules if we're going to play this game called capitalism, and we're all forced to be participants from birth because we have this little thing we call a cost of living tax. Okay, you can be free in every other way, but you can't be free there. You can't, all of us can't be born financially free. It's okay for the Bushes and the Clintons and the Trumps out there to be born financially free, and for Ivanka to say, no, we shouldn't just give money away to people that don't want to work. That's all fine, right? At this point in the game, when they bailed out the criminals, they gave the criminals trillions of dollars back in '08, validating their crimes. You understand? Going against the vast majority of the will of the American people, over 90%. But they had that critical mass, that very small number, but the amount needed to get the job done, to pass this through and validate it. So who are these very evil people? They're senators and congressmen, both Democrat, Republican, both socialist and capitalist. They're just words, okay? Both liberals and conservatives. So it's in the executive branch. We haven't had a decent president practically since JFK. I mean, I'll say Jimmy Carter was okay, but he was not outspoken enough. He didn't explain stuff enough to people and empower them and just say, look, they're evil. They want you to fall into a trap, is what we did. Ronnie Reagan let us fall into a trap. I mean, and we've been going down this road. I mean, at least, Carter tried to have sound economic policies out there and try to say, hey, we need to control. We need checks and balances. We need accountability with the oil companies. We can't just let them jack up gas because it's going to cause a ripple effect. It's going to cause a chain reaction effect. Do you understand how this works? Cause and effect. So you understand what's happened here is we've allowed housing to go through the roof, and it just caused that ripple effect, that cause and effect, that chain reaction. Well, of course, if your rent or mortgage goes up, what do you need? You need what? More money. So you can ask for a raise. You can work longer hours. You can take a second job. Of course, you're going to be working longer hours there. Take a different job, whatever. You've got to, do something. You got to be quick on your feet, because if you don't, you're going to be homeless under the bridge if you can't pay your rent or mortgage, right? It's just the way it is. So I'm just trying to explain this to people. Why stuff should get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper under true capitalism, which involves supply and demand. Because we have found easier and easier methods to produce all the things we want and need. We can stamp houses and cars and electronics and everything else we want and need out like pancakes now. Do you understand? So there's this huge superfluity, huge excess, huge abundance. So stuff should be dirt cheap. That's the way it works, supply and demand. When there's a total abundance of everything, it's virtually free. Well, so much of that stuff, it's just sitting here rotting in the warehouse. Let's just give it away at this point. What do the givers worry? They're well healed. People are still serving them. They can get everything they want and need. You understand? But no, they need an advantage. You understand how so many people would be miserable in a world of universal prosperity? They don't want to be there. So heaven, in essence, would be hell to those kind of people, those elitists. What's God supposed to do? You think you can hold them between a rock and a hard spot forever? These elitists are going down, and I'm their best friend, warning them, you're on the highway to hell. You're a ship of fools careening to destruction. And I feel sorry for all those people that accidentally are on it, and they're going to end up with those people, because those are the people that are going to run your life down there too. You're allowing them to run your life here, they're going to run your life down there. You're going to be living by their credos. These are the ones that would say, hey, I'd rather serve in hell. I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. That's their motto. That's their credo. That's their philosophy. So, yes, I care very much about those people that are just going to squeak into hell. Yeah, those are the people I'm trying to snatch out of the fire first, and then they can help snatch those that are right next to them. You understand? That's how it works, man. And I'm going to get my reward. I'm getting it right now, today. God loves me. And he says that you care about the same things I do. Your values are in line with mine. I'm going to bring you gladness of heart. I'm going to bring you joy and happiness. That's what he's telling me right now as I speak. And that's not changing. Like wine, we get better with age. This is about eternity. Okay? We're going to get bodies that are imperishable. That's a promise. See, this whole death thing, that's part of the original sin, the fall of man, and this subsequent curse. See, God didn't give up on us. He was sorry he created us, but he put a plan into action. And it's taking these thousands of years to work this out of our DNA. Science can prove we got this disease and death gene now. okay, and it's going to be gone. We're going to have bodies that are atomically so superior, they're not going to die. I mean, the people I trust, they say, well, we're probably going to hit that at an age about 32, prime of our lives, right? And that's it. That's the age. So if there's children, they're going to grow to that age. I mean, hey, that's it. We live forever. And we're never going to run out of room. God's got it all under control. He's not going to let the earth overpopulate. Why would he do that when he's got all the real estate in the universe at his fingertips? You understand? So God is a logical God. He'll make everything make sense to you if you just seek. Ask, seek, and knock, and guess what? You'll find. You ask for something good, you'll find